Hey guys, welcome back to Click Academics. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve this exponential problem. And make sure to stay until the end of the video where I have a bonus problem that is similar to this one which you guys can try to solve. Alright, so we have 2 to the power of 20 minus 9. Now 2 to the power of 20, this is the same thing as 2 to the power of 10 squared. Because if I have something in the form a to the power of m times n, this is the same thing as a to the power of m to the power of n. And in this case, 2 to the power of 20, that's the same thing as 2 to the power of 10 times 2. So this is equal to 2 to the power of 10 to the power of 2. So I have 2 to the power of 10 to the power of 2 minus 9, this is the same thing as 3 squared. Now, if I have something in the form a squared minus b squared, this is equal to a plus b times a minus b. So in this case, a is equal to 2 to the power of 10, and b is equal to 3. So now I have 2 to the power of 10 plus 3 times 2 to the power of 10 minus 3. Now, 2 to the power of 5, this is equal to 32. 2 to the power of 6, this is going to be equal to double of 2 to the power of 5, which is going to be 64. 2 to the power of 7, this is going to be double of 64, which is going to be 128. 2 to the power of 8, this is going to be double of 128, which is going to be 256. 2 to the power of 9, this is going to be double of 256, which is going to be 512. And finally, 2 to the power of 10, this is going to be double of 512, which is going to be 1024. So now that we have our value of 2 to the power of 10, I add 2 to the power of 10 plus 3 times 2 to the power of 10 minus 3. 2 to the power of 10 is 1024, so I have 1024 plus 3 times 1024 minus 3. Now 1024 plus 3, this is equal to 1027, times 1024 minus 3, this is equal to 1021. Now, 1027, this is equal to 1000 plus 27, and 1021, this is equal to 1000 plus 21. So now if I substitute these values in, I get 1000 plus 27 times 1000 plus 21. Now to solve this, I have to first distribute, so let me distribute the 1000s. So I have 1000 times 1000 plus 1000 times 21. Now I have this plus, now I'm going to distribute the 27. 27 times 1000 plus 27 times 21. Alright, so now 1000 times 1000, this is going to be, well, 1 times 1 is 1, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. Plus, now 1000 times 21, that's going to be 21,000. Plus 27 times 1000, that's going to be 27,000. Plus, finally, 27 times 21. We can go ahead and do that here. 27 times 21. 7 times 1 is 7. 1 times 2 is 2. Add our 0. 2 times 7 is 14. We're going to carry the 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. So I have 27 plus 5, 40. 7 plus 0 is 7. 2 plus 4 is 6. And we have our 5. So I have 567. So now I have 1 million plus 21,000 plus 27,000 plus 567. Now, 21,000 plus 27,000, that is going to be 48,000 plus 567. 48,000 plus 567 is going to be 48,567. And finally, 1,000,000 plus 48,567 is going to be 1,048,567. So this is our answer. Alright, so first off, 2 to the power of 18. This is equal to 2 to the power of 17 plus 1. So now I have 2 to the power of 17 plus 1 minus 2 to the power of 17. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m plus n, this is equal to a to the power of m times a to the power of n. So in this case, a is equal to 2, m is equal to 17, and n is equal to 1. So now I have 2 to the power of 17 times 2 to the power of 1 minus 2 to the power of 17. Now from here, I can go ahead and factor out 2 to the power of 17. So now I have 2 to the power of 17 times 2 to the power of 17 times 2 divided by 2 to the power of 17, simply just 2 to the power of 1, minus 2 to the power of 17 divided by 2 to the power of 17 is simply 1. Now 2 minus 1 is going to be 1, so now I have 2 to the power of 17 times 1, which is equal to 2 to the power of 17. Now to simplify 2 to the power of 17, well, if I have something in the form a to the power of m plus n, this is equal to a to the power of m times a to the power of n, right? And 2 to the power of 17, this is equal to 2 to the power of 9 plus 8. So this would equal 2 to the power of 9 times 2 to the power of 8. Now 2 to the power of 9, this is equal to 2 to the power of 4 plus 5, which is equal to 2 to the power of 4 times 2 to the power of 5. So 2 to the power of 4, this is 16, times 2 to the power of 5, this is 32. So now I have 16 times 32 times 2 to the power of 8, this is equal to 2 to the power of 4 plus 4, which is equal to 2 to the power of 4 times 2 to the power of 4, which is equal to 16 times 16. So I have this times 16 times 16. Now, 16 times 16, this is 256, times 32 times 16. We do this right here. 2 times 6 is 12. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 plus 1 is 19. We got our 0. 1 times 2 is 2. And 1 times 3 is 3. So if I add these, 2 plus 0 is 2. 9 plus 2 is 11. 3 plus 1 plus 1 is 5. So I have 512. So I have 256 times 512. Now 256 is the same as 200 plus 56. And 512 is the same as 500 plus 12. So now I can solve this by distributing. First, I distribute the 200, so I have 200 times 500 plus 200 times 12 plus distribute the 56. 56 times 500 plus 56 times 12. Now 200 times 500, that's going to be 10 with 4 zeros, plus 200 times 12, that's going to be 24 with 2 zeros, plus 56 times 5, that is going to be 280 with 2 zeros, plus 56 times 12, that is going to be 112 plus 560, which is, let me do this right here so you guys can see, 672. Now to add these up, first off, 2400 plus 28,000, that is going to be 30,400, plus we still have 100,000 plus 30,400 is 130,400 plus 672. And this is going to be 131,072. So that is our answer. Hey guys, welcome back to Click Academics. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve this exponential problem. And make sure to stick until the end of the video where I have 3 bonus problems that are similar to this one, which you guys can try to solve. Alright, so I have 100 to the power of 200 over 200 to the power of 100. Now, 200, this is the same thing as 2 times 100. So I have 100 to the power of 200 over 2 times 100 to the power of 100. Now, if I have something in the form a times b to the power of m, this is equal to a to the power of m times b to the power of m. So 100 to the power of 200 over 2 to the power of 100 times 100 to the power of 100. Now, this is the same thing as 1 over 2 to the power of 100 times 100 to the power of 200 over 100 to the power of 100. And this is because 2 to the power of 100 is in our denominator, and anything in the denominator is the same thing as 1 over that number. So now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m over a to the power of n, this is equal to a to the power of m minus n. So in this case, I have 100 to the power of 200 over 100 to the power of 100. And this is going to equal 100 to the power of 200 minus 100. 200 minus 100 is equal to 100, so I have 1 over 2 to the power of 100 times 100 to the power of 100. Now, we can go ahead and multiply these two again. So now I'll have 100 to the power of 100 over 2 to the power of 100. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m over b to the power of m, this is the same thing as a over b to the power of m. So we are technically, in this case, factoring out our exponent here, because let's say we had 5x plus 15, we would be factoring out 5, right? So in this case, we are factoring out our exponent because both terms share the same exponent, and in this case, both terms share the same factor. So now this would equal 100 over 2 to the power of 100. 100 over 2, this is equal to 50, so I have 50 to the power of 100, and this is our answer. So I have 50 to the power of 10 over 25 to the power of 5. Now first off, 25 here, this is the same thing as 5 squared. So now I have 50 to the power of 10 over, if I replace 5 squared with 25, I have 5 squared to the power of 5. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m to the power of n, this is equal to a to the power of m times n. So I have 50 to the power of 10 over 5 to the power of 2 to the power of 5. That's going to equal 5 to the power of 2 times 5. And 2 times 5 is 10, so now I have 50 to the power of 10 over 5 to the power of 10. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m over b to the power of m, this is equal to a over b to the power of m. So in this case, 50 to the power of 10 over 5 to the power of 10, this is going to equal 50 over 5 to the power of 10. Now, 50 over 5, that's the same thing as 10. So now I have 10 to the power of 10. And now we can actually simplify this. 10 to the power of 10 is the same thing as 10 multiplied by itself 10 times, right? So I have 10 times 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 10. Well, now we have 10 zeros here, meaning this is the same thing as 1 with 10 zeros. So I have 1 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 zeros. So now our answer here is going to be 10 billion. So 10 billion is our answer to this problem. All right, so I have 15 to the power of 50 over 3 to the power of 25. Now 15 here, this is the same thing as 5 times 3. So now I have 5 times 3 to the power of 50 over 3 to the power of 25. Now, if I have something in the form a times b to the power of m, this is the same thing as a to the power of m times b to the power of m. So 5 times 3 to the power of 50, this is equal to 5 to the power of 50 times 3 to the power of 50. Now I have this over 3 to the power of 25. Now this can also be written as 5 to the power of 50 times 3 to the power of 50 over 3 to the power of 25. And now if I have something in the form a to the power of m over a to the power of n, this is equal to a to the power of m minus n. So 3 to the power of 50 over 3 to the power of 25, that's going to equal 3 to the power of 50 minus 25. And 50 minus 25, that's equal to 25. So now I have 5 to the power of 50 times 3 to the power of 25. Now, 50 here, this is the same thing as 25 plus 25, so I have 5 to the power of 25 plus 25 times 3 to the power of 25. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m plus n, this is equal to a to the power of m times a to the power of n. So 5 to the power of 25 plus 25, that's going to equal 5 to the power of 25 times 5 to the power of 25. And I have this times 3 to the power of 25. Now, this can be written as 5 times 5 times 3 to the power of 25. 5 times 5 is 25, 25 times 3 is 125, so now I have 125 to the power of 25. Sorry. 5 times 5 is 25, 25 times 3 is 75. So now I have 75 to the power of 25. And this is our answer. All right, so I have 5 to the power of 5 over 5 to the power of 5 plus 5 to the power of 3. Now, this is the same thing as 5 to the power of, well, 5, this is the same thing as 3 plus 2. So I'm going to replace the exponent 5 with 3 plus 2 over, same for the 5 for a 5 in our denominator. I'm going to replace that with 5 to the power of 3 plus 2, and then I have my plus 5 to the power of 3. Now, if I have something in the form a to the power of m plus n, this is equal to a to the power of m times a to the power of n. So 5 to the power of 3 plus 2, that's going to equal 5 to the power of 3 times 5 to the power of 2. Now I have this over 5 to the power of 3 times 5 to the power of 2 again, and plus 5 to the power of 3. Now, for our denominator, because both terms here have 5 to the power of 3 in them, I'm going to factor out 5 to the power of 3. So now I have 5 to the power of 3 times 5 to the power of 2 plus 1. Now these two 5 to the power of 3's can simply cancel out, so I'll be left with 5 to the power of 2 over 5 to the power of 2 plus 1. Now 5 to the power of 2, this is equal to 25, over 5 to the power of 2 plus 1, this is 25 plus 1. 25 plus 1 is 26, so I have 25 over 26. And this is my answer.